Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, conversations and cocktails with brilliant women. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe the best stories are the ones shared over a glass of wine or a cocktail. Each week, I sit down with women who've said yes to building something meaningful, often after years of putting everyone else first. We talk business, big dreams, and the mess in between. And of course, a few favorite drinks. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. Kristi Chaves grew up in a world most of us can only imagine. Her parents were both coaches who raised her on meditation, embodied leadership, and personal growth before it was cool. That upbringing shaped the woman she is today, a business coach who helps women build thriving businesses without sacrificing alignment, presence, or peace. In our conversation, Kristi shares what it was like to be raised in such a unique way, how she brings somatic practices into business coaching, and why presence, not hustle, is the real key to success. We also talk about mom guilt, living in alignment, and the importance of support and community for women entrepreneurs. This one is full of wisdom, real talk, and plenty of inspiration. So grab your favorite sip and settle in. Here is Kristi Chaves.
Hello, Penny.
Kristi, it's great to meet you.
You too. I'm so happy to do this with you and connect with you.
You too.
Where are you located in the world?
I am in Iowa for the summer.
Okay, so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's the weather's been nice and cool, and yeah, it's been lovely lately.
That's so nice. Where are you the other time of the year?
I go to Sarasota, Florida for when it gets cold in Iowa. I am chasing the
Okay.
sun.
You're one of those, what do they call them, like snowbirds?
Yeah, I call myself a sun chaser because it
I
sounds
love,
better.
yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
How about you? Where are you?
I'm in California. So I'm in
Nice.
like Southern California. So yeah, we
Mm,
don't, luckily it's sunny all year round. So
beautiful all the time.
yeah, it's always nice here. So we're always at the beach. So it makes
That's
a difference.
oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking a little bit online and I see that, well, you tell me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
you grew up with parents who are coaches. Is that
I
true?
did.
Oh,
Yes.
how fun is that?
Yes. It is absolutely fun. It's a very different experience. So yeah, that's why so much of the time people are like, "What's your story?" I'm like, "Mine's a little different than most people who you probably heard." So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
tell us a little bit about that. Let my audience know what you do and how you came to it. I think it came naturally, it sounds like.
Yeah, yeah. So so basically I was raised by two, like both my parents are co were coaches, and my mom has a meditation movement and mindset like business for the last 50 years. So I grew up going to meditation workshops when I was 13 years old for like
Wow.
4 hours, and embodied leadership trainings where I would have to like learn how to communicate and be in my body and feel, what does it feel like, and how do I communicate directly, and what's my truth. And so it was just one, just going to the workshops obviously changed my life, but also having two parents who were entrepreneurs and coaches also, it's just a different experience, like it is just so different to be raised. Like whenever we would have tantrums as kids, my parents would always have us like close our eyes, breathe in our body, and really to like connect in. So it's just a really different experience. And then as I got older, I realized, wow, I know who I am. I know what I want in my life. I'm connected to myself. Like I didn't have this whole like experience. And honestly, like so much of, becoming a coach was at 21. I got married when I was 24. Like so many of my things happen honestly in alignment faster just because I
Mm.
didn't go through, I feel like that like 20s of like, I'm discovering myself and who am I and what do I do in the world? So yeah, so it was absolutely amazing. It's been an amazing experience.
Wow. That's fantastic. I just put I believe you having gone through all of that, it feels very much like you're a step ahead earlier and able to like regulate, not necessarily regulate, but understand what's happening
Yeah.
and feel it. Yeah. How did
Totally.
you grow up with other people who were, I mean, do you know any friends who had coaches for parents or did
I really don't, honestly. It's so rare. And also because, back then when my mom started her business and what my parents were doing, it's actually really funny. People all the time will say, talk to me about like spirituality and personal growth. And for so long, I would always think that's so weird that they're using these words like spirituality and personal growth, because in my household, it was just a part of life. Like you just always looked at how you could be connected to yourself, how you could grow, how you could see like there's always an opportunity in situations. And so I don't have exposure to really anyone who's grown up with
Mm,
that background. It was very different.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have two older brothers. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
have you talked to them about it at all? I mean, how they, what
Oh
their
yeah.
experience?
Well, so my one of my brothers and I and my mom, we actually co-facilitate embodied leadership training workshops together. So we are always jamming on everything, personal growth, just like we teach it. And honestly,
Hmm.
it's amazing. But also with my other brother, who's an accountant, but it's like his job is an accountant, but he is a different person, and we all kind of have that, and we all know, like it's almost like an unspoken but spoken thing of
Hmm.
we didn't grow up your typical way, and we know that. And everyone always, whenever they meet us, whenever they see us, also my parents, when we were younger, they did things obviously very differently than the norm, and they didn't get very much praise for it at all. They got a lot of pushback from family, from friends, from different people of just like, why are you having your kids drink green juice and go to workshops and take and like pause and like work things through and communicate? And a lot of people didn't understand it. And then as we got older, so many people turn around and go, wow, all three of your kids are so successful. Like we are all like have great careers, married with kids, like just all happy as people and like connected.
Mm.
And that's when everybody really started to turn their head and go, what did you do?
It's like this living experiment, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Did you have okay, so I think of the traditional family, growing up you have rules and boundaries and there were
Yeah.
consequences and that sort of thing.
Totally.
You did you weren't living in a void of that,
No,
probably?
absolutely not. My parents were very big about having rewards and consequences. And actually, something I talk a lot about in my own business these days and with my clients is I think the reason why I'm so successful in business is because my parents really had me earn everything. They didn't
Mm,
just like give us things, and they didn't just, we had to work for everything and not like work hard, but earn it,
hmm.
even whatever it would be. We want money for something, or, whatever it was, like they really had us earn and absolutely have consequences and boundaries. But I think it's
Hmm.
the way that they did it, the way that they
Mm,
communicated it was not in a punitive, like you're doing something wrong. It was just this behavior is not okay. And here's what you,
mm. Wow, that's so great.
yeah.
Have they written a book and when will they?
Right, I know. Not yet, but my mom teaches. My dad actually passed away a few years ago,
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
he is writing his book from the other side. And
Okay.
my mom is still teaches her work, and it comes through in everything that she teaches. She's like a living, breathing example of all of this.
Nice. Yeah, that's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so, of course, your kids are then learning too.
Yes, I just have one right now, and she's young. I have a what actually literally a 1-year-old today. Today is her 1-year-old's birthday.
Oh, congratulations and
So
happy
yeah,
birthday to your little.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. But absolutely, it's funny. People already are like, wow, I can see it in just the way you are with her. Like that I'm
Hmm.
present and that I'm clear, and also just not, even when I say no to her when she's throwing her cauliflower across the floor, I'm like doing it with kindness, not with like, no, she can't, or she can just do whatever she wants, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh, wow. Feel like that's the greatest gift we can give another human is to be present with them,
absolutely.
make them feel seen and heard.
Absolutely. And it's been, I will say that this year alone, especially, obviously going from like the loss of my dad and then having a business that you're running. And then a year later, I got pregnant and had a child. I've been saying this so much, but I've never felt so much peace in my entire life. I've never felt just every day waking up feeling so peaceful, feeling so in alignment, just everything in life. Not that there's not challenges. There's
Mm-hmm.
sure it's life, right? But it's not shaking me. Nothing is like
Mm-hmm.
shaking me, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel so good. But I will say, I think like that's one of the greatest things is that's brought that peace is presence, is that slowing down to really be present, when I'm with my daughter, when I'm working, to be really present when I'm working, when I'm doing other
Mm-hmm.
things, be present with what it is that I'm actually doing.
Mm. And that brings peace.
Yes, for me, it has. It's
Mm-hmm.
brought a lot of peace for me.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you focus on that or how do you practice that so that it stays top of mind so that you can be present?
Yeah. Well, I think that there's a few things. So I think that when you are living your life in alignment and you really are doing what you want to be doing, I think that that is number one. It's funny, especially being a new mom, so many people would say, "Oh, do you have mom guilt about this?" And mom guilt. I'm like,
Mm.
"No.
Mm-mm.
How do I have mom guilt when I feel good about what I'm doing? Because I know what I want and I'm going to do what I want. And it may be what you think or not what you think. And I don't care. I'm living, I do mom for me. I mom how I want to mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the biggest thing is one is when you live your life in alignment and really attuned to who you are and really true to what you want. I don't think that, I think it's a lot easier to be present with what you're doing. And I honestly think a lot of people's lack of presence is this constant trying to chase something because they're
Mm.
not in alignment and things don't feel good. So you're always thinking about the future. You're always thinking about what's next. You're always thinking about the next thing or how things could be different. And I think when you're really living in alignment and you're really doing what you want to be doing, you're really putting your energy towards, and again, don't get me wrong, it's work. Life is work, but it's the way you do the work and the way you show up for it, and that you're really when you're in alignment, it's a lot easier, I think, to focus on like what you have and what's right in front of you. And I will say also, I think, losing my dad made me really recognize like life is precious. And like these moments that you
Mm.
have with yourself, with going on a walk, with eating, with sleeping, with the people you love, with working, they don't last forever. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think it really put me on this like be here now with whatever it is that I'm doing,
Mm.
and that has brought me a lot of peace.
Hello, friend. Let's be real. When's the last time you did something just for you? Enter Wine Camp 2026. We're talking wine tastings, fire pit chats, sunset dinner cruises, and zero cooking required. Just show up, sip something fabulous, and reconnect with the version of you who loves adventure, sisterhood, and a glass of local Riesling in hand. Sweet, dry, or both. No judgment here. We're heading to New York's gorgeous Finger Lakes, July 31st through August 2nd. And yes, it's as dreamy as it sounds. Secure your spot at pennyforyourshots.com/wine camp. Don't wait, room options are limited, and my crystal ball says we're going to sell out. Bring your besties or fly solo like the fabulous free spirit you are. You'll leave with new favorites either way. Wine Camp 2026 is calling. The only question is, are you in? Find out more at pennyforyourshots.com/wine camp. Nice. It's a gratitude thing, it feels like too. You're grateful for this moment that's in front of you when you're
Yeah,
present.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. It's
Well,
like
and that,
every day I say that. I'm like, I thank life for what I have. And I also say, like, I trust life. Like, I trust life
yeah.
will give me what I need.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Going back a little bit, the mom guilt thing, I feel like, people we worry too much about what other people think, and people try and put on you they project onto us
sure.
what they're afraid of or what they're struggling with, those projections of the mom guilt. So a lot of people feel live in that,
Yeah,
chasing, trying to be the perfect mom or the perfect this, or trying to do this because that's what everybody else does, or that's the way that it's supposed to be. But when you're living in the present moment, when you're focused on who is in front of you and grateful for that, it
yeah.
takes away that need to be something else that you're not.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah. And I think that's again where there's not a rule book on how to do motherhood or business
Mm-hmm.
or life. Like it just is what feels right for you and listening to that. Because I will be the first to say that I had so many moments in those early stages of motherhood in that first, few months of just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I have
Yeah.
so much experience with kids, but nothing prepares you like having your own
Yeah.
baby. And I did have that. Like, and I also felt guilty of like, but I want to work in my business and I don't need
Mm.
this typical like maternity leave that people like desire. I'm like, she sleeps all the time. I want to like do something. So, but ultimately, when I just got really clear in myself of what do I
Mm-hmm.
really want, what feels
Mm-hmm.
good to me, it became super clear. And there was no
Mm.
longer like a push and a pull of what I want and what I think I should want.
Nice. How did you get that clarity? How did you find that?
I mean, one thing is I have beautiful support around me. I would say people who can like hold space and just be like, what do you want? Just that's one thing my mom has always done my whole life is I would call her for advice or questions or this, and she
Mm-hmm.
always would say, what do you want? What's true for you? And I think it really taught me to like source of, well, what do I feel good about, right?
Mm-hmm.
What it does feel right for me. And this is where it really comes down to also like really being attuned to your own body and somatically. And because the truth is your knowing lives in your body, lives in
Mm.
your physical body. And if you're only in your mind and trying to like think your way through life, you're going to not fully have decisions and things that you're doing that are really in alignment with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow. How do you when I describe it to people, I feel like it's your older, wiser self knowing
yeah.
and coming to you to bring you towards her. What can you do to walk towards your older, wiser self? And what would
Yeah.
she want for you? Kind of like what we would want for our younger selves. We want all the best for our little person, that we
Totally.
were. So, yeah, that's kind of the way I describe it. But how would you describe finding your truth or finding what you want, what you want to do, what you do day to day? How do you source that?
I think of it as if you thought about yourself as you were never disconnected, like you're never disconnected from it. So I think that one of the biggest illusions is thinking that you have to get to your truth instead of realizing the truth
Mm,
of what you want is already in you.
mm-hmm.
You just got to get out of the way. So it's not actually about trying to source something that doesn't exist or that's
Mm-hmm.
in the future or wherever it is. I think of it as my job is to slow down enough to
Mm,
cut out the noise, to look at all the places where I'm blocking hearing myself because I think I don't know, or I think that there's a right way, or I want things to be perfect and I want a
mm.
guarantee on life that doesn't exist. Right? You have to face. So to really live a life of truth, you
Mm-hmm.
have to face everywhere where you're in the way of accessing it. And I think that that's really the biggest thing is to think about like if I had a belief system that I'm already connected to my truth, that I
Mm-hmm.
already know, what would I know? And that's a
Mm.
great question to start with. Like,
That's a
what would I
beautiful
know?
question. Mm-hmm. But if you did know, what do we?
Exactly. I do it all the time with clients when they say, well, I
Mhm.
don't know this. And I go, but if you did know, what would you know?
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
ironically, they know.
They
They
know.
just need the belief and the invitation to go there.
Mm-hmm. It's scary. There are so many limiting beliefs we put on ourselves. We stay busy to keep ourselves safe so that
Right.
we don't have to step out of that comfort zone. But
Yeah.
really, the comfort is in living our truth and in
Yeah.
working towards our higher purpose and to be present for others, to serve others.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your business. How are you serving your people?
Uh, I do business coaching and I help a lot of women in being able to grow and create these beautiful businesses that they love, that make them great money, that are scalable, but really that allow them to live their life. So my big passion is really building a business that gives you the life wealth that you want, not just financial wealth, but bigger than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this really came out of my dad passing away of realizing, anyone can make money, anyone can have a business, anyone can have clients. That's great. But if it's not giving you the type of lifestyle you want, if it's not giving you if you're not being the type of person you're
Mm-hmm.
proud to be, not for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I really help women in how to actually, do the sales, do the marketing, set it up, look at the model, do it in a way. But something I'm very big about is making sure that you're also doing it in a way that your unique genius is coming through. Because I think so
Mm.
much of the time, especially in business and especially women, they try to create businesses or marketing off of a mold, off of this 5-step process, off of this framework, and then they resist it, they don't do it, and then they think something's wrong with them, why they couldn't do the thing that they paid for, right?
Exactly.
Instead of actually, oh, it wasn't the thing, it's that the way you're trying to do the thing is not
Yeah.
meant. And so that I'm very big about, really honing in on like, what is your genius? What are you an embodiment of? And crafting everything from there.
I love it. That is so aligned. Women, we try and do we look at the way business has been done,
Right.
traditionally a patriarchal setup
Yeah,
system where they're on a 24-hour cycle, we're on a 28-day cycle. I
yeah,
mean, all the things, it fights with our body.
totally.
The bro marketing, the push, 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 the hustle culture, it that doesn't work for women.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we have to be in alignment. We have to be in our purpose.
yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I also think it's also, business is an opportunity to also really get to know your knowing and your truth and what you want
Mm-hmm.
and what you're good at. And if you are stuck in it needs to be a certain way, you're going to miss those breadcrumbs of opportunities within yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time, I found this very true for myself in growing and scaling my own business is when I stop thinking that there was the right way to do it, and instead I go, okay, business is simple. If I actually understand the simplicity of business, now I just get to find my way of how I want to do it. And everything just started clicking when I started.
Mm. Yeah, that's in alignment.
Exactly. That's in alignment because at the end of the day, my time for me personally, I want everything that I do with my time going towards what I want and that I'm doing the work. And I think that's the thing that, when I had my daughter and many people take a certain amount of maternity leave, I think of it as like I never took a maternity leave. I don't need a maternity leave because I built a
Mm-hmm.
business that I'm
Yeah.
not on all the time. That like
Mm-hmm.
I did for sure take a lot of space and had a lot of limited things, but when I didn't like come back at a certain time, I didn't do these things because it was just I didn't need to. My business is built to be the mom that I want to be, where I get to be home and I get to be around like all these things that I value. I build a business to be able to do that.
That's important.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not traveling with your business, so you didn't have to put anything on hold there.
Yes. Well, I have done a few different things and I've been away
Yeah.
for business, absolutely. But obviously, I think that's one thing about having a baby is it really prioritizes your time and where you want
Mm-hmm.
to go. And that's the great thing, right? My entire business before I had my daughter was traveling around the world, going to Costa
Oh,
Rica,
wow.
Mexico, and Hawaii, taking my laptop and my business with me. And I'd go for like a few weeks or a month and I'd come home, obviously, because I had my husband. So I was just like a single woman going around. And um, and now I'm just so clear on where my time goes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, yes, I love being with my daughter. I don't desire to be traveling a ton and being away, but I have,
Mm-hmm.
like when she was 5 months old, I was at a retreat for a couple days, and different things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that the biggest thing is it's like finding what feels right for you and that you
Mm-hmm.
have to find what season of life are you in and where do you want
Yes.
to put your time at that season of life. And knowing, I think the biggest thing for me was knowing my business can scale to whatever I want it to, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what I do and however.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really can. And it's just a
Mm-hmm.
choice. Like you can have a business where you're out and about traveling and doing a lot of things in person. Like for me, I don't do many things in person at all. Um, but that works for me. And I like
Mm-hmm.
that. So, everything works essentially.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and you mentioned too, getting out there and doing it. So the action brings clarity.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know what works until you try it. And I think
Yes.
people get stuck, women especially, we get stuck in, well, I don't know if that's going to work, so I'm not going to try. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You don't know until you do it,
Yeah,
until
right.
you explore it. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay,
Absolutely.
so do you work with clients one on one, or are you in a group setting? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I do both. My main programs are groups because I really do believe that, especially women in business, I think being with other women, I've just seen such an absolute difference of success with
Mm-hmm.
business because it is so easy in business, especially as women, to get stuck in your head, to not know, and to feel very alone in your business journey. And so
Mm-hmm.
the reason I've designed like my group programs and my masterminds, like I've actually been running technically the same one for the last few years, but I've
Mm-hmm.
reiterated it a zillion times. And I have women who resign and resign and resign and resign. So it is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I do really believe that there is something we create as women and hearing different ideas of what women are doing and seeing other women. Like there's actually psychology shows that when you see someone do something that you
Mm,
also want to be doing, it shows
mm-hmm.
you that it's possible. And I think
Exactly.
sometimes in a one-on-one setting, for with my one-on-one clients, sometimes it's like I'm so far ahead of where they are. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like they may see me or know me, right? But it's so far from where they are in their business that it's actually you need to be with people who are far enough, but
Mm-hmm.
close enough to where you are to see like, oh, I can do that. And I will
Yep.
do that. And hearing other women also go through what they go through is just, it's priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The friendship, the collaboration,
Yes.
the doing it together spirit is so helpful for people.
Yes.
And the accountability, because, if you've got a new friend that is counting on, you've said, I'm going to do this and she's going to do that, and then keeping each other accountable, I feel is really helpful too.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, accountable. And I mean, I have a lot of infrastructure of how I design my programs very
Mm-hmm.
specifically and uniquely so that there is that accountability and support so that, women can grow. And I also really focus a lot on embodiment and like the
Mm-hmm.
somatic work within
Oh,
business
nice.
because I think a lot of people, you can learn the strategies and that's great. And I'm here and I will help everyone to find their unique strategy. But if you
Mm-hmm.
are not embodied in what you are saying and doing and selling, it does not matter what you learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
only, you're always going to hit a certain wall because you will only sell to the level of embodiment that you are in it.
exactly. Exactly. Your business only grows at the speed that you do.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you coach your groups through learning about your nervous system and I mean, do you do exercises with people? How do you
I do
go
a
about
lot of
that?
somatic work. So my background is obviously in my mom's work, it's all somatic based. So it's really about coming into your body, and that is through breath, through movement, through moving, through all different types of things. So what I've done, which is so cool, is inside of my group sessions, not all of them, I have different calls for different things that we work on.
Uh-huh.
But some of them are, and normally I start the calls, some of them this way, where I really have people not just like meditate, not just go into your body, but really learn how I guide them through a very specific experience to really be able to access their body, access
Hmm.
their truth, access their knowing. And then we apply it to what we're doing in business, whether that's content and sales and messaging. But the reason that is so powerful is because so much of the time people are approaching business from their minds, right? How do
Hmm.
I get this content right? How do I sell right? How do I set this up? Instead of, wow, when they connect in, you see it in 10 minutes on the call, you're looking at a different woman on the other side of the screen. And they're like, oh, I know. This is what my thing is. This is what I want to say. And I'm like, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
And that's why somatically you can get there so much faster than you can
Hmm.
just talking about it or writing in a journal or even sometimes meditating, right? It
Hmm.
limits what's really available to you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of women who believe they don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who believe I just need the system. Show me how to work this, how to do this system, how to step by step
Yeah.
things. That's great, but I hear you saying some things that make me believe that maybe you've got a block there.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing I will say. So much of the time women come into my world and they go, when you first put on that song, Kristi, and you said we need to move our bodies, I was like, what did I sign up for? Right. And don't get me wrong, it's not every session
Uh-huh.
at all, but it is incorporated in because I
Uh-huh.
can tell you anything, but you're going to learn it more if you're connected to your body and you're going to get creative answers, which is what entrepreneurship is about anyways.
Hmm.
So I I absolutely would people would always say like what is this? And I will tell you hands down, everybody it goes that movement stuff is the jam. They're like, that's why I love it. I just had someone just this week re-sign again for 12 months inside of my program after already being in it for a year with me now. And she's going on her third round. And she's like, it's just the way you teach business. It's just not out there. It's just not out there this way.
Hmm.
You know, you see business, 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 you see mindset work, and you see strategy. But the
Hmm.
truth is, it's like they all interweave together.
Oh, for
And
sure.
that's where the dance is. And I will just say for anyone who thinks they don't have a block, if you didn't have a block, you'd already be there. Straight
Exactly.
up, you would.
Exactly.
You have the block. And the sooner you learn to go face all the places that you're in resistance to growth, you're going to get there so much faster.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can work on yourself by yourself,
Yeah.
but will you and have you?
Yes. Exactly.
And how long is it going
Exactly.
to take you? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So, I've what have I not asked you that you want to share?
I mean, I would just say that for, anyone who is on their journey of growth, business, any of it is just how, speaking of getting in rooms, how important it is of getting that support, and I think it's just not normalized. And I really talk about this a lot because a lot of people, I was on a call with even just someone yesterday, and she said,
Hmm.
and I asked her, what do you want in your business and your life? And she goes, I want what you have. And I see such a gap between I want what that person has, but I don't realize how much support that person got to get there. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to do it on my own or just with this like one thing. And that's what I really want to name is like as women, we are designed, especially as women, as humans, but
Hmm.
especially as women, we are designed to live in support, to get support. I remember coming home from the hospital with my daughter, my mom, and my mother-in-law, and I looked at both of them. I go, how does anyone do this? Like, how do you know what to, like, how do you deal with this? Like the food
Mhm.
and the breastfeeding and taking care of yourself and all of it. And my mom turned to me and she goes, back in the day, you lived with your grandparents. You had your neighbors were your family, right? And so, and it really makes me think of also business and life is like, we're designed to do this with other people, to get help with other people. And I think that it just needs to be the non-negotiable that you get that support. So I just really want to emphasize that because I think that that's what we're here to do.
That's beautiful. Live in community in support of each other.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Preach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. Fun. Okay. So how can people work with you?
You can come find me, come over on Instagram. It is me there. And you can come just say hello, say you listen to the podcast. And I have lots of different things there for you that you can dive into. And yeah, and if you're a good fit for any of my programs, I'm happy to have you. It is
Wonderful.
my greatest pleasure doing the work that I do. So
Awesome. And that's just Kristi, Kristi, and Chavez,
yeah,
Chaves,
that's
at
it.
Instagram. I'll put your links in my show notes too for
Okay,
everybody.
amazing.
So, okay. So at the end of my episodes, I love to bring it around to cocktails because that's what I do. So,
Yeah.
so do you have a favorite cocktail or beverage or glass of wine?
I would say my favorite used to be a Sauvignon Blanc.
Mm.
That used to be my favorite glass of wine. I'm currently not having anything these days.
Yeah.
Just loving not having it, but that used to be my absolute favorite.
Yeah, I love that. I just had a Sauvignon Blanc last night, and one of the things that I do is called Wine Camp,
So fun.
a yearly retreat for ladies in wine country that's not typically not that they may not have been to before. So like
Yeah.
not Napa or
Yeah.
Sonoma, but more like last year was Virginia wine country.
So
This
fun.
coming year will be in the Finger Lakes region of New York. But we learned this year at Wine Camp that if you slice jalapeno and put it in Sauvignon Blanc, it is delightful.
Wow. Did
Yeah,
you do it
if
last night?
I did, because we have jalapenos in our garden and they're going crazy right now. So
Oh
we're
my
looking for
gosh.
reasons to use jalapeno.
I love that. That sounds like what a nice little spice to get in
Little,
there.
just a little bit of something, something.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
my
gosh.
gosh.
So what's a favorite memory with girlfriends? Like, do you have a
Oh my
favorite
God, I have
time?
so many.
Yeah.
I have a incredible friend group that I actually met through a coaching program. And we every year we get together and we actually like make our own little retreat together. And a year and a half ago, we all went to Costa Rica and it was
Oh,
so fun. And we had a retreat. We had this like 5-bedroom villa and a
ah,
chef and just so much precious girl time. So
I
much
love that.
precious connection, realness, depth, vulnerability, all of it. It was
Mm,
amazing.
there's nothing like that.
Nothing, nothing at all. Yeah, no, it was absolutely precious. So.
Yeah. Oh, it gives me goosebumps. Christy, this has been amazing. I just enjoyed
Oh,
talking to you so much. I feel like we're right in line with each other, and I love what you're doing. It's fantastic.
thank you, Penny. It's such a pleasure to do this with you. Thank you for having me.
Great to meet you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, thanks so much, Penny.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. That's a wrap on this episode of Penny for Your Shots. If you loved today's conversation, don't let the inspiration stop here. Get my weekly insider updates straight to your inbox. It's where I spill behind the scenes goodies, exclusive tips, and all the fun stuff I don't always share on the podcast. Sign up now at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. I'll see you in your inbox next Thirsty Thursday. Cheers.